So, hello guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this presentation, we want to explain about data analysis shoe store. Next slide, please. We are from group 8 and our members are, my name is Mama SHAFA and my partner is?
My name is RACHMAN.
And our examiner is Mr. Kevin Harada, and thankfully to our lecturer, Mrs. Susima Ulidia. Next slide, please. And this is slide to my partner want to explain it. Please, roughly to explain.
We will now get into the table of contents of this presentation. Firstly, we will be getting into the introduction, next, Excel functions, and then lastly, implementation. Okay, let's get into introduction. In this project, we analyzed data about a shoe store in 2019. The purpose of this project is the use of several analysis features on sales data, like the data analysis feature in Microsoft Excel, to maximize the efficiency and sales plan for the following months. Okay, now we get into the Excel functions. First, we get into multiply. The multiply function is used to specify that the copied data will be multiplied by the data in the destination cell or range of cells. This is the formula for multiply. Secondly, minus. The minus function reduces the revenue with fund budget. This is the formula for minus. The third one, related. The related function requires that a relationship exists between the current table and the table with related information. This is the formula for related. And number 4, VLOOKUP. To find a value from a set of data or table, lookup array, which later when the value is found, it will display the values in other columns and the table based on the order of a column vertical needed. This is the formula for VLOOKUP. The fifth one is if. To perform certain logical tests on Microsoft Excel formulas, the function if will be used. This is the formula for if. Number 6, format. This function takes a string expression and returns it as a formatted string. The format function is a built-in function in which Excel that is categorized as a string or text function. This is the formula for format. Number 7, concatenate. One of the text functions to join 2 or more text strings into one string. This is the formula for it. And lastly, PMT. PMT, one of the financial functions, calculates the payment for a loan based on constant payments and a constant interest rate. This is the formula for PMT. We will now get into implementation, in which my partner, Ragil SHAFA, will explain the customer sheet, sales sheet, product sheet, quantity sheet, income sheet, profit sheet, pivot table, the dashboard sheet, scenario manager, scenario summary, and the goal seek in PMT.
Okay, thank you, Roughly, for the implementation. And we jump to customer sheet. This is customer sheet or table. This table have 6 columns and 41 rows. Those 6 columns are number, ID pelanggan, nama pelanggan, kelamin, asal daerah, and provisi column. Next slide, please. And this is cell sheet or table. In this table, there is 6 columns and 41 rows. Those 6 columns are number, ID cells, ID pelanggan, ID shoes, date, quantity, column date. We use number format, that is date. And this table, we use lookup to search a certain value in the column. Then return it from different column in the same row. This lookup for value of ID pelanggan and ID shoes column. Next slide, please. This is product sheet or detailed product. This table have 9 columns and 13 rows. Those 6 columns are number, ID shoes, shoes title, category, asset stock, amount of available, amount of shoes sold per case, and selling price column. In column per case and selling price, we use accounting formats. It is rupiah, English, and Indonesia. Next slide, please. And next is quantity sheet, or this is pivot table of quantity. Yes, this is pivot table. We put for power pivot fields. Those are that month, shoes title as row labels, and quantity with some function of power pivot. And beside our table of quantity, that is chart of quantity. Then this chart also has 4 fields. Next slide, please. And we jump to income sheet. And this is pivot table of income. This pivot table we put 4 power pivot fields. Those are that month, shoes title as row labels, and income with some function of power pivot. And beside pivot table of income, that is chart of income. Then its chart also has 4 fields. Next slide, please. And this is profit sheet. This is the pivot table of profit. Like pivot table of income, this table also has 4 power pivot fields. Those are that month, type, shoes title as a row labels, and profit with some function of power pivot. Also beside the table, there is a profit line chart and has 4 fields too. Next slide, please. We jump to main pivot table. This is the main pivot of pivot table, and in this pivot table, we put several power pivot fields. That's it, that month, some function of power pivot for quantity, income, also profit. Shoes title as a row label. So this table has 6 power pivot fields, and beside the pivot table, that's it, the main of pivot chart. Still the same like pivot table, has 6 power pivot. Next slide, please. That's it. This is dashboard to get information more quickly. In this dashboard has 6 chart with different type. Those are bar chart, pie chart, and line chart. It has the same function to describe the movement of cells. This dashboard also has slicer like button on website, and its function also the same like button on website. We can also choose the slicer button that we want to appear as a button. Pivot bar chart for quantity, pivot pie chart for income, and pivot line chart for profit. Next slide, please. This is table for making scenario manager. We put this scenario table just for knowing about total amount of sales target in 2 scenarios. Next slide, please. After edit the scenario manager, we jump to scenario summary. We can get the summary with click summary on scenario manager function. And after that, this scenario summary will appear our scenario that we edit on scenario manager function before. This is the automatic to get scenario summary and scenario table. Next slide, please. And the list of content on our Excel implementation project is PMT and goal sheet. This function and analysis to know how many loan installment that can be given to the customer of the custom needed. Next slide, please. So that's it of our presentation. We like to take suggestion and criticism. Hopefully, this presentation can be good to our listener. Thank you very much for you all listener. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.